right, what's up, y'all? It is Tuesday evening, 8:30ish, my time, East Coast. That all of a sudden just got really loud. I hope everyone had a good weekend and a good start to the week. I missed last week. I had something, I don't know what I was doing, but I sent out some Photoshop files and stuff to y'all. I don't know if y'all were able to download it. Just let me know if you can't get those. We'll figure out a way to get them to you, or I'll figure out a way to get those files to you. It's just practice files if you want to color something, or if you want to see how I did what I did. I got them in layers. You can look at the different pencil layers, the inking layers, color layers, all that. Whatever I put out there, it's all in layers. So I think I put out some new wallpaper too for your mobile devices. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get back in with this color pencil stuff because, like I said a couple weeks ago, I'm trying to get ready for the next art show, and I've done a Wu-Tang series with some real animals in there, like a tiger style, snake style, and all that. So I want to do, I'm thinking maybe 11 by 17 piece. Like I want to do 4 of them. So I want to have like, it'll be in like an arrangement, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And I want them to be fully colored. So I'm just practicing color pencils and trying to get the blends together. The last time I did the color pencil last time I was live didn't turn out the way I wanted to. So I know I needed to step back some. I kind of leaped right into it. And I mean, I had done some research online and YouTube and all that stuff, but I know I needed to step back some and really understand how to blend and what colors to use to make really good blends. So with that said, I broke out the old color wheel here and looking at other people on YouTube and what they were doing, they were using like 3 colors, maybe 4, but they were all complementary colors, if you will. So it was like easier to blend these versus like blending a violet with, you know, that blue and then that yellow orange right here. So I don't know how to do that just yet. I think I got, you know, just mixing these colors together, or if I want to do some orange through yellow and red, orange and all that. So that's what I'm gonna do today. And just practice some more, you know, chat with y'all about it and any other thing y'all want to chat about. I also am using these Prismacolors. I got these for a Christmas present. I actually just got a gift card, but I used it for, and I bought these. It's like 36. Supposed to be able to use them wet or dry. I'm gonna just stick with dry. I'm not going to, mess with wet right now. I'm not about that life yet. So I got some triangles kind of just laid out. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here. And I'm gonna just run with the whole yellow through red combination for that first one. So what I've learned is either get 3 or 4 of that whole range. My bad. Either get 3 or 4 of that whole range of colors. So you kind of get the yellow, and I got the pencils right here. So I can kind of start matching up the actual color. This is also making it a lot easier for me to learn how to blend properly. And I got the orange here. And I think I got a red orange. The triangles are kind of small, so I don't think I need to get that. And then I'm gonna just get red. I'm gonna skip the red orange and just go straight to red. I think that'll work. Push those off to the side, push that off to the side. And so I'm gonna go like, zoom in just a bit more here. I'm gonna do a light base of yellow over everything. Really, really light. And then I'm gonna decide what part I want to start yellow. I think I want the tip to start yellow. So I will go just a little heavier. And I know this is like basic stuff, but I think it's very important to understand the basics of anything, really. I think that's for everything. Like if you want to learn how to work on cars, you should learn the basics of cars. You know, if you want to learn anything, you just need to start with the basics. So, and right now what I'm doing is just kind of lightly blending each of those 4 pieces of color that I have in my hand, and I'm just going over each one very light until I build up enough color on each to where I could start pressing a little harder and a little harder and a little harder and a little harder. Because I don't want to fully just blend it just yet. I want to slightly blend it, if that makes sense. And so yeah, I'm just doing each one lighter, just a light coat, if you will, a light pressure, nothing hard. I'll do some circle motions. So right now I was just kind of doing it like that. Right now I'm doing little circles, pressing just a little bit harder. I probably could have, because these triangles are kind of small, probably could have got away with 3. And I'll probably do 3 on the next one. I really didn't need 4 different colors, but I guess the more colors, the smoother the blend would be, if that makes sense. And so I'm just, again, small circles, taking my time. This is what I've learned, is that also it's a process, a slow process. So with that said, I need to learn to slow down, because I always want to really rush into anything art, really. Like, if I'm drawing something and I feel like all art should come easy to me, I know that sounds a little weird, but I don't know how else to word it. But I feel like, and that's some things like, sculpting, real life-size people. I know that would take time, but like anything dealing with me holding a pencil, I feel like I should be able to pick it up like really quick. And I know I need to check myself sometimes and be like, nah, bro, you need practice. So and so now I'm kind of happy to where this is blending. So I'm gonna press just a little harder. And still, I like the circle motion because it gets rid of some of the paper, if you will. So like, if you look closely, you can see it a little better in the red here. You can still see some white paper underneath that. And by pressing harder and harder each time, you get rid of that. And that is called burnishing. And I'll grab this one. Also, I think the key is not to go too fast into this application of it, if you will, the burnishing part. And I'm still I'm pressing a little harder, but I'm kind of like lightly pressing harder. I don't know. It's just different pressures that I'm using for this process. So some of it's hard, some of it's not hard. Just learning to blend. And as you can see, as I start pressing harder, the white of the paper goes away. And then I'll press a little harder to blend can't talk today. To blend back into that red. And then to fade out some of that red right here. And now I'm starting to press really hard and get into that burnishing part of it. And I also learned, because I did a few on some other pages in here, when you do the lighter color, I feel like that helps it blend more. So like, as I get lighter to like, orange, yellow, orange, and then yellow, if I do the yellow and then fall back into the darker color, it helps it blend more. And so I need to keep that in mind too. And then you just keep blending until you're happy with what it looks like or what you're trying to accomplish. And like I said, at this point, I'm just trying to blend. Like, I ain't trying to do a full piece like I did the last time. I want to take my time and learn and make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. And when I'm burnishing like that, it's at a certain point, you can't put any more color on the paper because it's just now, it's already I guess the burnishing process. You've already layered enough layers to where you're really not doing anything else. So, and so I think I'm going to do some blues. So I'll grab my color wheel. I think I'll do those three. And so I grab my pencils again and kind of just line up the colors and see what colors I'm getting here, you know? I don't think, let's see. I think this is the right blue for that. Or I can even just stay in these three too. So if I get like that blue, and I got a dark blue here, so I need a light blue. I think I'm gonna run with this one. Somewhere in there, right? I think I got a lighter blue, but I like this blue better. So I got 3 shades of blue, my handy dandy color wheel. And again, I'll just start, you know, with a very light blue over the whole thing, just to kind of get down a base coat. And that's kind of like, if you ever watch people doing digital coloring on like YouTube or something like that, they they use, it's called flatting, and they flat everything first, and then they go in with like the different shades and highlights and all that. So I'm kind of, what I think I'm doing is that, like a light over everything, and then I'll just start picking out the highlights and the shadows. What up, man? I could see myself practicing this. I'll definitely rewatch this later, I think. Yeah, man, that's why I was like, you know, and that's what's up. Like, you know, you have to really know yourself, and like, I'm gonna take a step back. So when I did that portrait, I was attempting to do, was it a portrait? It was something I was trying to do last week or the week before. Oh, this eyeball. And like, that's whack. But I had to understand, like, you know, I just started. So then I started just practicing small items to get understanding how blends work and stuff like that. And I did these. And yeah, I think, you know, you have to know yourself, like, all right, let me pull back just a little bit and really do some research and some understanding, ask other people, find forums or whatever you got to do. I guess forums are a thing of the past, but, you know, ask somebody on Instagram, kind of like DM them, be like, hey, how you do what you do? And so now I'm using the next one. I probably could have used a lighter blue, but we here now. And again, that's what, see, I feel like I could have used a lighter blue to do a different highlight. But I'm learning, you know, that's the whole thing. And I think this is more of a violet type of thing. Ultramarine blue. I don't think I like that one. So I'm gonna just jump to this blue. Hopefully it blends right. now I'm just doing circular motions. I wonder if I can get away with adding this lighter blue in there up front here. So now I gotta keep in mind what blues I've been using. And again, I'm not pressing hard yet. It's still kind of like a nice, light, even pressure that I'm doing right now. Nothing hard. And it's just the buildup. I think that's the main thing, is the buildup of making this work. And not rushing it. But yeah, to what Gregory was saying, doing portraits and stuff like that, I'm not ready to do that at all. I could draw a portrait, but as far as coloring it, I don't think I'm there at all. I know I'm not there. I ain't even going front. And now I'm starting to apply a little more pressure than the previous one. So I was doing like a nice little circle, then another little circle on top, then another little circle on top, until I felt like it was enough layers. And now I'm pressing slightly harder, probably, I don't know, double the pressure, if that makes sense. And again, these are just also just basic colors, right? I'm not going far into like trying to do what is it called? Like the 3 triad colors or anything like that. I'm doing basic, simple colors. So I know I can blend that. And then once I feel like I'm comfortable with that, then I'll blend different colors. I'll go on there's a couple of people I follow on Instagram, and I'll just look at their stuff and be like, how did you do that? Explain that to me. Do you have a YouTube channel that shows the different steps and, you know, what you're doing, how to accomplish that look? And you'll be surprised, man. Like, most artists want to talk about what they do. Even though, you know, most of us are kind of like introverts, shy about different things or whatever. If you find an artist in their zone and what they do, and you can talk to them one-on-one, they usually will tell you kind of what they're doing and how they do it. And all you gotta do is talk to them. So we did the blues, I'm gonna do some greens. Again, grab my color wheel, roll over here to the green section. Now, I could use those three, or I can just stick with and stay in these three. And I think I'm trying to stay around in these right here, right? And I'm sure every artist has this color wheel. Like if not, it's a pocket color wheel. Grab one of those, you'll be straight. And I would, you know, Prismacolor doesn't sponsor me, but I would definitely get 36 or more if you're going to do color pencil. And the reason I say that, because I have a smaller set, and I think it's like 12 in there. And that's just like, I don't even want to call that a basic starter set, because there's just not enough colors in there to get what you want to get, right? I mean, you can use one green and kind of get what you're looking for, but I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different greens in there. If I can't accomplish that with 6 different greens, then I need to find something else to do. But here's the other one I was talking about, is the 12 colors. And I don't even think they're all in here. But yeah, this is the 12, and there was probably one color of each. So it was like one green, one yellow, one red, one blue, white, black, some browns in there, whatever. I don't think I'd be able to blend anything with just one color. Like I said, you can go real light and then darken it up or whatever, but excuse me, to get those blends, I think you need at least a 36. I think they make like a 24 set too, but 36 I feel like is enough to accomplish some really good stuff. And they obviously make like 50s and 100s and all that type of sets, but so with that said, I think I'm gonna stick with this yellow greenish part, and I'm gonna just grab some colors, man. I'm gonna grab my green. I think that's a dark enough green there. Might be a little dark, but I want some dramatic effects over there. I will grab probably a regular green just to be on in between. And then a yellow greenish maybe for the highlights, somewhere in here like that. And then we'll just see what we get. I don't have any greens over there. Put my color wheel up. And so, like I was saying, I'll start with a really light coat over the entire thing, which for me, I feel like it's flattening the area. Putting just a base coat of the lightest one down there. Then I'll grab the next color and kind of just put it right there in the middle. And I'm still using very light pressure, nothing major. Going over everything really light. And then I'll do my dark. which are shadows. And I can almost see that it's blended now, but I am gonna go back over again, just really light. And now I'm gonna start doing little circles. Just little light circles over everything in this section of the color. And then this is this color. And then this is that color, if that makes sense, if that helps it out a little more. Let's see, why is my music? Yes, continue watching, bruh. What's going on, Darren? I've been good, man. How you been? Working and everything, you know. Trying to live the dream. And each pass, it's called layering. It's from what I gathered from my studies and research and all that good stuff. Just small circles of layering and layering and layering. Taking my time, making sure I blend a little bit into this side, like that, and then blend back. And then the same with this one. I want to blend back over here and then blend over this way. And then with the light one, I just need to blend that way. And I'm kind of happy now with what I think I want. And you can see it kind of like a blend happening, right? Light, medium, dark. But you can still see the white paper under all this stuff. And on these ones you can't, because again, it's called burnishing. And all that really means is just pressing hard as fuck on the paper until it looks waxy or glossy. And so what I've been doing is, like, I know there's no blending happening out this far. So I know I could press really hard and start that burnishing. But when I get closer to this color and I start wanting it to blend, I'll let up on the pressure just a little bit, because now I want it to start blending. I'm still applying a decent amount of pressure, but not as much as I was doing right at the tip here. And so now I'm gonna grab my medium one, or my medium green, or medium tone, or whatever you wanna call it. And I know, like, right in the middle here, I want it to be a solid green. So I can burnish or press really hard in this section. But as I start coming out here and start coming out here, I'm gonna pull up on that pressure a little bit. I'm gonna zoom in just a bit so y'all can see that. And also, what I was looking at, they was like, make sure your pencils are sharp. So I got this by AFMAT. Let me see if I can pull out some. It's by AFMAT, and if you put the pencil in there, you don't have to hold it. The pencil sharpener actually pulls the pencil in there, and it sharpens it on its own. Like, you don't have to hold it and try and turn it or whatever. And then you back up off it a little bit to release it, and the point is sharp again. So I've purchased a lot of art supplies, obviously, in my time. And man, I tell you, this is probably one of the best $8 I've spent on any art supply, any art, anything. This is one of the best pencil sharpeners ever. So I'm just sharpening. Are there any other artists that you've seen that made you understand coloring? Yeah, one of the guys is my mentor. His name is it's W. He's on Instagram, and he does a lot of color pencil stuff. And yes, he has made me realize and understand how color pencils work, how they shouldn't work. You know, we'll talk about it every now and then, and I'll have to hit him up and ask him again because I wasn't paying attention like I should have been. But he's one of them. And there's a girl, I can't remember her name at the moment, but she's pretty dope too. I think she's like somewhere in Britain or England or somewhere. And so now I got some freshly colored pencils that are sharpened. I'm just doing some really light circles where the blends should be happening. I'll zoom back in. Then I'll grab my dark. And because I know there's no blends here on the back end, I can just kind of go really hard at the back end. And then once I get to this color, I'll pull up off of that pressure just a bit. Because I still want to blend it. You know, if I go really hard here, there's going to be a hard separation. And I don't want that hard separation. I want it to blend, kind of like light, darker, darker, and darkest. I need a smooth blend. That's the goal for doing this. Yeah, for doing this. I cannot talk today. I want a nice smooth blend. Trying to get to the dream. Go on, bruh. You can get to the dream. So now I'm kind of happy with the blend here. So I think I was saying it earlier. What I've learned is that taking a lighter color and blending it back into the next darkest color of the three, you get a better blend. And I'll go over top of that a little bit too. And then I'll take that medium one and go over it just a little bit. So it'll still give me some color to blend again with this one. I want to just try and zoom in as much as I can on that because that's really important, I think. So I added just a little bit of green, again, the medium green. And if I take my lighter green and go back into that, it'll blend on its own. Like, you really don't have to blend, if that makes sense. A lot of it'll blend for you. And I'm pressing really, well, not really hard, but hard enough to where the color pencil is actually smoothing out. Like, so you can see the holes here, the paper in the background, you can't see them here anymore. So that just means I'm pressing really hard to blend those colors together. And then I'll just do the same with the medium tone. I'll kind of blend just a little bit harder into that darker green. God damn it. And then I'll take my darker green, and one on this back end, I'll make all that white paper disappear. And then I'll come out into the mid green, just a tad bit, not too hard, but hard enough to start that blend process. And then I'll take my medium green and really just dig in, going back into the darker green. And then this lighter green, because it's lighter than this green, it's helping me blend more. Oops. You see that break? That means I was pressing way too hard to blend that. But that's okay, because I like the way it blended. And so that's the blend. Smooth from green, light green to mid green to dark green. Let me sharpen this again. And I'm gonna back off a little bit to release it, and boom, back in business. And that's blends. And again, it's blends with just the basic color wheel and the basic complementary colors next to each other. So it's not like I'm doing red and green complementary, or, you know, blue and orange, or red and green, or what other complementaries are the opposite the wheel. I'm doing next to complementary colors because that's a lot easier to blend than that. I don't know this one just yet. And I got some studies I've done there. And then I got more shapes that I'm gonna just practice more of this again, over and over and over until I get that down. Because this could be better, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a little hard line here, so I want that to fade better. And I probably used, in my mind, I feel like I used the hard red right into that, whatever orange that is. I probably could have used a red orange instead of that hard red to make this a lot smoother. But here, when I started using, so I used 4 different colors here. I used 3 on these two. I think I added a little lighter blue here, but you can see the blend is a lot better than here. So taking mental notes, either use 3, or if I use 4, use the ones that are right next to each other to get a nice flowing blend. Because I think here, and that's brown, right? So, and this is purple and pink. And then I think I used the 3 greens here, and then some pinks and reds and all that here. Each of these took me like 10 minutes to do because I just took my time. And I mean, you see me do these are a little smaller than these. So these probably took maybe, what, 8 minutes a piece, maybe 5 to 8 minutes. And that's just a little section. So you know if I'm doing a big piece, it's gonna take a while. And I again, I hate to keep saying it, but I think the important thing is to slow down and really just blend. And so I think I even labeled that one Tiger Color Study. Because, you know, tigers have that brown and orange and all that other stuff in there. And this was from, I think, the same day I did that eye. I was like, I don't like that eye, so I'm gonna practice smaller. That's what I've been doing, is just practicing smaller. What is wrong, I guess? Am I drunk yet? I don't know. Because I'm gonna just practice smaller. I just got my little green shape thing that has the circles and stars and all that. And I just made shapes, and I'm gonna just practice coloring and practice coloring and practice coloring. I hope I didn't bore y'all too much today with my little studies here, but I think it was a good session, man. I feel like I'm growing a little bit. I like that I'm taking my time. I like that I'm starting smaller and that I'm actually doing some color. You know, most of y'all know me from Instagram, so you know I'm not doing color as much. Got my color wheel. I want to learn color theory some more. We took it in school, but color theory was just something I could not get my head around. I mean, I'd done the projects, I'd done what I was supposed to do, but it still just never gelled with me, like why artists would use, you know, a color here and a color here versus just putting color wherever. You know, color is supposed to provoke feelings, you know, red anger or excitement, blue is calming. I don't know what green is for. I mean, we always hear green is envy, but I don't know when to use it and when not to use it. So I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? I think it's cool to learn new stuff and just get better at what you do. So that's what I think I'm gonna run with for the week. You know, learn something to get better. Learn something different, something that you're not in your comfort zone. And get out of your comfort zone. So with that said, you know, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Darren. Yeah, man, it's just gonna take a minute, you know. And hopefully by the time I want to start putting these pieces together, I'll have a better understanding of it. And we'll see what happens, you know. I'll have, I guess, like a backup piece ready for the show, but I really want to do these color pieces for the art show. I think it'll be pretty dope, so I'll just keep practicing and, you know, sharing with y'all what I do. Also, again, I sent out some emails. This is for Patreon folks. I sent out some emails for y'all to send me your address so I can send y'all some stuff. Some people came by the shop personally and picked up their piece. And it's just some prints, and some original pieces that I've had in the vault that maybe one day will be worth some money. But again, for my Patreon people, I just want to give y'all something to say thank you for, supporting me and helping me reach different goals and being successful for the most part, and then sharing, what I do with other people. I've also been talking to the YMCA, and we're trying to get, some supplies and stuff for the kids there too, so I could teach them how to draw. So it's a good starting off of the year. You know what I'm saying? We'll see where the rest of the year takes me, but I appreciate y'all. So reply back to those emails so I can send y'all some stuff. And with that said, I look forward to hanging out with y'all next week on Tuesday at 8:30. And thanks for hanging out this evening, man. I know y'all had different stuff y'all could have been doing, probably something more important, but appreciate y'all for hanging out. And if you got any questions, y'all can always hit me up on Instagram. I try and answer all the DMs that I get, all the emails I get. I try and answer those. But yeah, just hit me up, man. Art shit. Let's talk.